is how to make flapjacks.
Hi, today we're going to be making flapjacks, and to start off with I'm just going to say everything that you'll need for this video. Okay, so to start off with we're going to need 2 tablespoons of golden syrup. I'm using Miles golden syrup. If you wanted your flapjacks particularly sticky, I would suggest using more than 2 tablespoons of golden syrup. Okay? Next we have a saucepan and a stirrer. This is a soft spatula, as it's flexible and it won't burn. Okay, next we have 4 ounces of butter, 5 ounces of oats, 2 ounces of self-raising flour, and 4 ounces of sugar. We also have a mixing bowl and a large mixing spoon, and a buttered baking tin or tray, whatever works, as long as it's buttered, as the flapjack will stick to the pan.
Okay, so the first step of flapjacks is to mix the dry ingredients together. So we're going to take our oats, our flour, our sugar, and just give that a quick mix together with a spoon. Over to Charlotte.
Okay, so here we are just going to take the golden syrup, butter, and saucepan and stirrer, and make sure that by now your oven is heated to 150 degrees. But then we are going to take the 4 ounces of butter. I'm going to put that in. Remember that don't put the heat on yet, as your saucepan will burn if there's nothing in it. So we're just going to take the 4 ounces of butter and put that in. Okay. And then we are going to take, I've got the first amount of golden syrup. This is what a tablespoon looks like. And we're just going to put that in. If it's not coming out properly, just get a teaspoon and scrape it out. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, and then that's 1 tablespoon done. And we're just going to take another tablespoon and put that in there. Remember about the more golden syrup rule if you wanted it extra sticky. Okay, so that's sorted. And now we are just going to put the heat on to medium heat. It doesn't have to be too hot. We're just going to stir it until it is well caramelised. Now this may take a while, but you can be doing other things right now, like washing the pans and pots, just so you don't have as much to do later on, okay? If you want to just come and have a look at this, it is starting to melt, but this is not how it should be when done. And we'll just keep stirring it until it is well caramelised. It doesn't look like a lot, but it will make the oats. Well wet, so that it all sticks together whilst cooking. As you can see, look, it is starting to just start to look a bit more like the golden syrup. And that is what we want it to be doing. We want all the butter to melt and the golden syrup to come out. Okay. So look, you can see now that it's even getting like golden syrup even more. It is just, at the end it should look like runny golden syrup. Okay. You can even do this at the start if needs be, and then while this is cooking, you can be doing all the dry ingredients and washing the pots and stuff like that. I would keep occasionally stirring it though, as it can stick to the bottom and burn, the butter can. So I would keep stirring it. Now at the moment you can just see a few bits of butter in it that do need to melt. Okay? But this won't take long as it's on heat. If you are wanting this process to speed up a bit, I would suggest turning the heat up a tiny bit, but you do have to be careful with this, as sometimes if you're not stirring it and it's too hot, it will burn. Okay, right, so that is about done. There's not much butter left in that at all, as you can see. It just looks like a runny yellow liquid. So now we're going to turn the heat off, and we're just going to take this over to Scott. Now,
okay, so we're just going to pour in the wet stuff into the dry. If you want to come over here and see how I'm mixing it. Oh, and we have a bit of a hold up. We have a bit of a like trade thing. If you put your bowl on a like a towel, it won't move as much when you mix in. So we're just going to mix these in till everything's wet and well combined.
as you can see, the ingredients is starting to go darker as it gets gradually wetter, and that is exactly what you want. You don't want it to be too runny, but you want it to be just enough for it to start going a lot darker.
And stick to each other.
Yeah, and it should be getting stickier.
Yeah, the goldness comes from the butter and the golden syrup, obviously. Right there now.
If you haven't done this already, remember to butter the pan, like I said before, as it will stick and it will be extremely hard to get into the pan.
Yeah, because you want nice clean chunks when you put it.
Yeah.
And serve it. Okay, so over to Short now to put it in.
Okay, so this is about done. Now this doesn't look like much, but we are still going to just put it in to the buttered pan as this is how it's going to be cooked. Okay, now we're just going to, so as you can see, this is very sticky and this is what we like. Okay, if you still want it to be even more sticky than this, then like I said, put some more golden syrup in it. Okay, and now we're just squashing it down. I'm just going to get it right into the corners. Will you just get me a teaspoon, please? And it is sticking a bit, so I'm just going to get a teaspoon. Just make sure it is coming off. Okay, and we're just moulding this into the corners. Now we do want it to be fairly thick, so I'm not going to fill this as it will be thin on the bottom. I'm just going to press it up and make sure that it's nice and thick chunks.
So it might spread out in the oven.
Yeah, it will gradually get there. Now that's about 3/4 of the way done, and we haven't made much mixture, but if you just
double.
Yeah, you can make double of the amount, and this was a quick and simple method, and that is about it. That's all you want.
We did have a a good sized tin, but we found out that it's not here anymore, so we had to find whatever we had. So this goes into our preheated oven at 150 degrees for 10 to 15 minutes until golden brown. Okay, so it's been in, and we moved it on to the top shelf, and it actually took about 15 minutes. Okay, so it's hot, fresh out the oven, hot and lovely. Okay, so we've got Charlotte here, she's just going to cut it.
Okay, so it's going to be quite hot, so we're just going to cut it into strips really first, around the same size as much as possible. Okay, and then I'm just going to twist the tea towel around. Make sure you do have something like a tea towel underneath, as it can mark the counter or whatever you've put your tin on. Okay. Okay, and the good thing about leaving a little bit of room is that we can easily get this up. Okay.
Do it one at a time so it doesn't
I know,
break.
I'm just making sure that it's going to come off.
Now you want to wait, you want to cut it and just wait, leave it in the tin for it to go hard, so that might take like 10-15 minutes, just so it's easier to get out.
Okay.
So that's your finished product.